Welcome back to History Vault. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe so you never miss deep dives into ancient techniques that remain astonishingly effective today. Wood rot has been the silent enemy of builders for centuries, yet medieval craftsmen developed a method to protect timber that modern treatments rarely replicate in longevity or effectiveness. From bridges and longhouses to carts and ships, wood was the backbone of medieval life, and letting it decay was simply not an option. What they discovered is a combination of materials and timing that stopped rot in its tracks, without the synthetic chemicals we rely on today. Medieval Europe's timber structures faced relentless exposure to moisture pests and fluctuating temperatures. Bridges spanning rivers, the hulls of trading vessels, and even the beams supporting roofs were constantly threatened. Builders quickly learned that replacing rotted timber was costly, labour-intensive, and sometimes, even impossible. Unlike today, where chemical preservatives can be applied after construction, medieval carpenters needed a solution that could penetrate the wood deeply and last for decades. Their success, you see, relied on understanding the natural properties of wood and the materials they combined to keep it dry and resilient. Historical sources and modern reconstructions show that the most effective anti-rot treatment was based on natural resins, oils, and sometimes powdered minerals. Pine and fir resins were harvested, gently heated, and mixed with oils such as linseed or walnut. In some cases, charcoal dust or fine mineral powders were added to improve adhesion and durability. The resulting mixture was warm and viscous, allowing it to seep deep into the wood fibres. Applied at the right temperature, it penetrated the pores without leaving the surface sticky, creating a protective layer that prevented water and fungi from taking hold. Synthetic sealants often form a surface layer that acts as a barrier. While effective initially, these coatings can crack, peel, or fail under extreme conditions. The medieval mixture, in contrast, bonded with the wood itself. It hardened internally while remaining flexible, accommodating expansion and contraction with temperature changes. This internal bonding prevented rot even under prolonged moisture exposure, something many modern treatments struggle with. In addition, the natural resins resisted microbial growth, making the timber inherently less hospitable to decay-causing fungi. Medieval builders didn't simply smear the mixture on the surface. The wood was often slightly warmed to open the pores, allowing deeper penetration of the resin-oil blend. So multiple thin layers were applied rather than a single thick coat, ensuring thorough coverage and, minimizing the risk of surface cracking. Joints, edges, and exposed surfaces received extra attention, as these areas are most vulnerable to moisture intrusion. This meticulous process, combined with careful selection of materials, was honestly key to the long-term protection of wooden structures. Modern DIY applications can actually replicate this by gently heating small sections of wood and applying thin, repeated layers of resin oil mixtures with a cloth or brush. Wood preservation didn't rely solely on chemicals. Medieval carpenters, employed architectural strategies that reduced water exposure. Roof overhangs, raised foundations, and angled joints all ensured that water drained away from critical timbers. Combined with natural anti-rot coatings, these design choices honestly dramatically extended the lifespan of wood. Today, gardeners, furniture makers and builders can actually apply the same principle. Pairing a natural sealant with smart design dramatically reduces decay risk without relying entirely on modern chemicals. For modern projects, this medieval hack can be adapted safely and effectively. So you start by mixing pine resin with melted beeswax or, linseed oil. Then just heat the mixture gently until it's smooth. Slightly warm the wood and then rub the mixture along the grain, seams and edges, allowing it to really penetrate the fibres. You'll want to repeat this in thin layers, letting each layer cool before moving on to the next. This approach is just ideal for outdoor furniture, raised garden beds or timber beams exposed to weather. Over time, the wood will develop a durable, rot-resistant interior coating that is flexible, breathable and naturally protective. The medieval approach demonstrates that longevity often comes from understanding materials rather than relying solely on chemicals. It highlights the value of natural compounds that interact with wood rather than just coating it. By studying these historical techniques, modern builders and enthusiasts can achieve long-lasting results while reducing chemical exposure and environmental impact. For anyone interested in sustainable building or preserving heritage wood, revisiting these techniques provides actionable insight that works in practice, not just in theory. Medieval carpenters mastered wood preservation in ways that, challenge our modern assumptions about sealants. If you want to uncover more forgotten methods that, combine historical insight with practical application, subscribe to History Vault and share this guide with others who value craftsmanship, sustainability and the enduring wisdom of the past. By applying these lessons, you can protect wood effectively and sustainably, just as medieval builders did centuries ago.